It's time. Kings, y'all ain't ready. It's time. It's your boy, Coach Josh Jones, former king from Chapter 1 series. I'm here with my man, Kyle Jacko, about to bring you Chapter 3 series. Kings, I hope y'all ready. It's time, man. Let's get it.
How y'all doing today, man? As you know, it's Kyle Jacko checking in from the ATL. Hope y'all having a beautiful, blessed day or night whenever you watch this video. But whenever you see me come on the screen, and we in June, it's time for the King series. Then we in July, it's time for the King series. Before we ever get started, we have to shout out the kings that came before the King series chapter 3. Shouts out to all the kings of King series chapter 1 and chapter 2. Remember, y'all paved the way for the King series chapter 3. Thank y'all so much for just giving me your time, for giving everybody else your time, for just going out there and sparking the minds of many. I have got so many chat messages back and seeing everything they do. They still watching y'all to the day. So, man, y'all have done an amazing job. But now it's time to jump into the King series chapter 3. I had the honor of meeting this king right now. He's my spiritual uncle. I got a lot of spiritual aunties. I only got like 4 spiritual uncles now. And I got a lot of spiritual moms too. But with this king right here, I was in my spiritual auntie Patasha's room. Shouts out auntie. And when I heard him, because normally I'm not going to lie to you. Normally, I don't go in my auntie room as much. I should, but I don't. But the day I went in there, I heard him on stage, and it was the heart and mind of a man. And when I heard him speak, it was just like, I feel like he was talking directly to me. Like, how y'all be in church, y'all be feeling that. It's like, he was talking, I was like, did he do he know I'm in this room? I mean, it was a room of like 100, 200 some people. So it wasn't like, I know he wasn't looking on the phone like, yeah, that's Kyle Jacko right there. He wasn't doing it. He was really speaking the heart and mind of a man. He was saying what goes on our mind. And he touched on so many different bases. I'm talking about from the relationship, from childhood, everything. And y'all don't know my whole testimony yet, but don't worry about it because the book is coming real soon. So it's coming. So until it comes, y'all got to just keep on guessing. But I heard him. I was like, from that point on, I sent him a message, which I know he don't be on Clubhouse like that. So I sent him a message. I had to send Auntie Tasha. I had to call her. I say, whoever that was, I need to speak to him. And she let me speak to him. I think he was doing a funeral one day. He had to do something, but he had a quick second to speak to me. So after he spoke to me, I was like, I gotta speak to him again. That's the way I was feeling because whenever you speak to somebody that pours into you, and just for that small simple minute, it felt like I've been knowing him all my life, and I just met him like that first or second day. So he is now my spiritual uncle. And I told him I'm the nephew. He can't give back. He can't at all. So with him, man, I want y'all to just tune in real quick because all these kings are doing something in their life right now. But this one right here is something I speak to him countless number of times. So man, I have the honor of bringing you Pastor Jacob Hopson. Come into the video and talk to the people because I know I ain't gave you like a long thing, but I had to do it for you, man. You got the mic.
Hey, man, I'm so honored to be on with you. I am Pastor Jacob Hopson of Hampton, Virginia, the Vineyard Church. We are the church where you can grow in the dirt. I believe that everybody's story includes some dirt, and if it doesn't, you've never grown from anything and never grown through anything. So we are a church who allows you to be who you are because God perfected you and is perfecting you. Where you are is perfect. Where you're going to be is perfect. And so I'm a firm believer that you just have to be who you are, stay in your lane, and do what God has called you to do. We are a church who just purchased 68 acres of land. We are building a community. We're building an embassy from heaven. We are ambassadors to the Father. And so we can't be have an embassy or have his name attached to us, and we don't do things that have never been done that are not usual. We have to represent the kingdom that we represent. So that's what we're doing. We opened the first nonprofit grocery store in Virginia. We are doing things that just I feel the Father is telling us to do. So that's our lane. And so I think that's enough. That's enough. I'll give it back to you, man.
Look, Uncle, see, that's why I love Uncle. Uncle said is he's like, you know what? I'm not gonna be loquacious like my nephew just was. I'm gonna give you a little bit. But see, that's cool with him. But see, me, he wanted to go. So you gotta let the goat go as long as he wanted to go. And when you said Virginia, it made me think of my spiritual sister, Queen Francis, because of Francis stayed out there in Virginia. So shouts out to her. Shouts out to my auntie Terry Jacko that stays out there in Virginia too. Shouts out to everybody that stays in Virginia. We got a couple people that's on the Queen series from Virginia. So shouts out to all y'all. And it's just been an honor to have you on right now. My next question: how do you wear your crown in society around other kings?
Um, I believe that God gave me a crown that I have to grow into. So my objective, I believe it was King Richard who got his crown when he was a young man. And the thing that he did, they tried to put his father's crown on his head, and it fell down to his neck. And they said something that I use as my motto, as my mantra, if you will. Um, you have to grow into the crown that's been placed on your head. So the way I wear my crown is I wear my crown understanding that I'm growing and it might be too big for me. But I must realize that even though it's too big for me, it already signifies who I am, even though I'm not able to always wear it. So it is important for me that if I'm going to be crowned, that I grow into the crown that I've been given. And so I just try to be as humble as I possibly can. I just try to be Jacob. I don't need heirs. You don't have to call me doctor because Jacob was on my birth certificate. So I know how to answer that. And so I'm just that guy. I can't judge anybody because that's not my lane. I just like to give what I believe God is saying to me, to the person that I'm engaging or to the people that I'm engaging, and then I get out the way. I don't have to be long-winded.
I love that you just touched on so many topics, and one of the things you touched on was I don't have to be long-winded because I know who I am. And you said what's on my birth certificate is who I am, so you don't got to call me pastor, you don't call me doctor. Let me sit up here and tell y'all something. What he's trying to tell you is you might have a title, but your title doesn't define you as the king. And a lot of y'all need to understand that because a lot of people, they let them titles go to their head. And when the titles go to your head, you lose all the power and the energy you have because you let a title stop you from being the king that you are. Like I tell you all the time, man, I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a life coach, personal trainer. But the first thing I'm a child of God. Being a child of God is way better than any other title that anybody else can give you. Because see, man can give you a title and take it away, but when God made you a king, you can't take that away at all. I hope y'all ready. I hope y'all just caught some gems and everything you were saying. And I hope you understood too. When he was talking and it dipped down for a minute, and then as soon as he said crown, the light got brighter. I don't know if y'all saw that. See, I know God was working in the video because as soon as he said crown, the light got brighter. That's what it did. So my next question is this right here. Who is your king role model? And you can't use God. Let me say that first because I already know you too well. You're gonna probably use God. With me, my king role model has to be Malcolm X. My king role model is Malcolm X because I saw where Malcolm X was going. See, everybody already know like the vengeful Malcolm X, but they don't know his mind frame was changing. Like once he went out of the country and he came back, he was doing so many great things. He was doing so much. So people saw what he was doing. It was like, we can't let him live. The same thing with Martin Luther King. We can't let them live because their power is so strong. And if we keep on letting them live, they're going to bring everybody together. So you know what? You got to take them away. But see, what they failed to realize was that Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and everybody that was a part of it, they loved generations of us. They loved generations of Pastor Jacob, of Kyle Jacko, Deontay, Tono, a lot of kings. No matter of fact, I'm saying everybody else's name. Look in the camera at yourself of you. They love generations of y'all. So mine has to be Malcolm X, and my second one has to be my uncle Eddie Ray Brown. That's a part of this King series. He's one of my goats. He's one of the people I look up to because he's just a very amazing king in my life. So with you, you can use a celebrity or you can use a family member, but once again, you cannot use God. You got the mic on.
Yo, that was a setup, cuz. So I would say in humility, my king mentor is Bishop Isaias Merritt. He is a giant in ministry, but will walk around in a sweatsuit. He has pull all over the world, but will walk around and you won't know his name, but you will always feel his impact. There are people who are sitting in things that he created, and he'll walk in and be the most unrecognizable, person, and they're looking at him in his tracksuit or in his sweatsuit or in jeans and a shirt, and they're looking at him like he's just another dude, not realizing that they are eating the fruit of something that he did. And so my prayer has always been, Lord, if you're going to make my name great, make your name bigger than my name, and make it so that the things that you've allowed me to accomplish, the things that you've called me to accomplish, will be such an impact that even if they don't know my name, they'll feel my impact. So I don't care about my name being big. I care about what God has called me to do being big. So that would be, and then my other one would be my children. They are to me, I'm so proud of them in regards to, and when I say my kids, and the reason I'm using them, I have a son who's going to be the next doctor in my house. I have a daughter who's going to be the next doctor after him. I have another daughter who's going to be the next doctor after her, and then a son who will probably take up my mantle and be a pastor. Each one of them are authentically them. And that's all I asked for. I never asked for you to be anything but authentically you. And I think I am appreciative that God has given me children who don't mind being themselves. That's how I can wear my crown, because they wear theirs.
Okay, I loved it. I loved it. And as you was talking, I had to put my pastor, Dr. Karen B. Lee, in that right there, because with Pastor Lee, man, it's been what, 6 years at Berean. I'm an usher there, man. He pours into me. Man, shouts out to Pastor Lee. Pastor Lee, it would take this whole entire video to talk about you. It truly, really would. But hey, man, that's my king role model. I had to put in the third one, Pastor Lee. Had to start with Malcolm X. Had to go to my uncle. Had to put Pastor Lee in there too. So, my next one is this question right. You know, I like playing games. Everybody don't know that, and they all know about it. He likes playing games too. So, I need you to unmute your microphone, and we're gonna play something called the word play. Well, I'm gonna say a name. I'm gonna say a phrase. I'm gonna say something. Whenever I say it, I want you to go in depth and tell me what that means to you. Okay.
All right, let's do it.
First one we got to start off with is marriage. When I say marriage, like what comes to your heart and mind when I say that?
First thing that comes to my mind is choice. Even after you have situations that are destructive in marriage, most people make the choices that causes them to leave each other, not realizing that the truth of marriage from the very beginning is choice. It is he choosing you and you choosing him. And out of the choices you make, you have to make that choice every single day, because there are days you want to kill each other. So there are days I wanted to kill my wife. We've been married 23 years. There are days I want to kill her. There are days I definitely know she wants to kill me. And so it is, the biggest thing is choice. So that's, it can be, I'll say this, I might get in trouble when I say it. Marriage is supposed to be the piece of paradise, and it was the only piece of paradise we were able to take away from the garden. That's the only piece of paradise we have. So in reality, if you miss that, you'll never ever experience Eden except through God. And God gave us Eden through our wives or our husbands.
Okay. I was trying to be serious, man, but when he said some days I want to kill her, she want to kill me too. I had to break character. I had to break character for a minute. I had to break character the whole time. I had to break it. I was like, okay, well, that's why we got the marriage talk coming soon, and y'all be able to see what the marriage talk is really about. It's coming on YouTube. And after what he just said, we're gonna make them the first people on the marriage talk. We're gonna do it together. Matter of fact, before we get ready to get to the next one, shout out your wife right quick. Say her name out. Shout out.
My baby, Michelle Hopson, of 23 years. We've been together 26 years. I proposed to her on our first date And on our first date, she went with me to my prom, and we've been together since. So that's my baby. She's given me all 4 of my babies, and I love her to life. I love her to life.
You said the first time. First time you ready to propose. Okay, then I like that. I like
First
that.
time better. Our first date.
First date. Okay, well, you get that correct. My bad. Let's get that shift. As my pastor like that shift. They get this shift right.
Right,
okay.
Right.
My next one is a name, and to me, his name is very great to me because I love this woman. Right, this woman is very very cool. Love her. Auntie Patasha. When I say that, like, what comes to your heart and mind when Auntie Patasha?
That's my girl. That's my best friend. Before she was Patasha the Great, she was Patasha the dancer, and that's my girl. I've known her feels like forever. I've watched what God has done through her from the school to the clubhouse to all of the things that God has enriched her to do. I'm very proud of her. And I'm excited about what God is going to do in her life. She's just a juggernaut in prayer, a juggernaut in prophecy, and I'm honored to be her friend. I'm honored and will always love her. That's my girl.
Okay, shout out to you, Auntie Patasha. We love you. Yes, yes. My next one is when I say God, how do you feel?
I can't explain that, so I don't know how to answer that question. I think I don't diminish him in trying to explain how I feel about it, because if I tried to explain it, I wouldn't do it justice. So everything I am, I owe him. Everything I'm going to be, I gladly give him. So he's my king. He's not my president. He's my king. So everything he says, I agree with, regardless of whether it hurts me or not. I still agree with it. If I like it or not, I still agree with it. And I live my life according to what my king says, not what my community says. So, yeah, I don't know how to explain that any better, except he's my king.
Love that, love that. I got a name for you. And
Okay.
this name is it's a very amazing name, very, very amazing name. I want you to go in detail and tell me what do you think about this name? When you hear the name Kyle Jacko, what name comes to your mind? I mean, because you've been
Something's
knowing
wrong.
this guy for a little bit of minute, so
Something's wrong with him. It's a mental disorder. No. When I hear the name Kyle Jacko, this is what I hear. I hear a king who doesn't fully represent his potential, that God is going to move beyond his capabilities the moment he allows God to do it. I hear somebody who doesn't even scratch the surface to what he's capable of. But has become comfortable in where he is, knowing that where he is a good place. Not saying that it's bad, I'm saying that it's a good place, but there's more inside of it. I'm excited about when he opens up his heart to God for the sensitive areas that nobody wants to touch, that nobody wants to deal with. The moment he completely surrenders all aspects of his existence, I promise you that Kyle Jacko will be a name that's on the lips of more than the people that already know him. He hasn't reached that place yet. And the piece that's stopping him from reaching that place is his total surrender. Even in his proclivities, God understands and knows your proclivities and the things that you want to do. But here's what God says: even though I know your things that you want to do, if any man comes after me, he must first deny himself, then take up his cross. You've taken up the cross, but every area of your life hasn't been denied. And so I want to encourage you that when I hear that name, I hear the greatness, and I hear more greatness than I see. And I want the greatness that I hear to match the greatness that I see.
I love that because I talk to a lot of the youth, and when I speak to them, They be like, man, did you see what you do on YouTube? You see everything else? I say, bro, I'm not even halfway even close to being it yet. I still got some time left. That's why what you don't know what I'm saying on here right now. God put on me when I first got out the streets, he told me don't get confident. He said, don't get comfortable driving trucks. Don't get comfortable being a motivation speaker. Don't get comfortable being a liker. Every title that you will receive, don't get confident. He said, by the time you get 40 years old, I'm going to make your name bigger than what it is. But right now, it's the pruning season for you. So what everybody doesn't know, and about the next month or two, I'm getting ready to go to seminary school. So that's my body grid. I'm in the midst of doing that right now. Nobody else really knows. You're the first person to know it. Shouts out to everybody on the King series. Y'all know it too. But that's what it is, because when I hit 35 and I was on these trucks, God told me at 35 it wasn't going to work. He said, everything that you're doing, you've done everything on these streets with driving these trucks. And do you not know, before I made 35 years old, first truck broke, second truck broke, third truck broke my brother, he stole my money. And that's when I went and worked with another truck. Truck was broke, the truck got broke again, the truck got broke. It kept on getting broke. But every time it got broke, I never did get broken. I just got strong. And I kept on seeing the power. Like ever since I've been off for like 2 weeks, ever since I've been off, it's been me going out here and doing more and more things and going out to the community, going to the gyms and meet some people that you would never meet, because half the time I've been at work. So I meet so many people. So what you just told me right now, yeah, you got me. You know what I'm saying? You got me. It's cool. Hey, it is what it is. I mean, sometimes it has to be, I'd rather it come somebody that knows what they're talking to, and then a fake prophecy on Clubhouse. Because, hey, shouts out to everybody on Clubhouse. All my things say, do not prophesy in my bio. Because when God gives you a talent and God gives you a gift, you don't got to read through something. God already gave it in your mind. So I received that. And you're totally right. Like, I tell myself a lot of times I'm ready to be married, but in the back of my mind, God is telling me, I'm still printing you right now. Like, it's coming. Like, I already gave you some amazing kids. I gave you 6 amazing kids. So they're doing very good things. They're doing very good things. But I can't give you what you want just yet. But I got somebody coming for you. I don't know who it's going to be, but I got somebody coming for you. And what I do with my time now is I use my time a lot of times reading more of the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Reading more of these books, going to the gym, getting this right here right, and getting my mental right. Because the mental is not right, everything else is gonna fall. So doing that, making sure I pour into more people, making sure I allow people to pour into me. Because normally I always want to pour, but I'm allowing people to pour into me now. So I really do appreciate that. I wasn't expecting that at all. Trust me, I really wasn't. But thank you for that. I really do appreciate that.
Yes,
so
sir.
With that being said, kind of lost for words. Yeah, but we're gonna get back on track. Just read all of Kyle Jacko just for y'all to see, and we're not editing none of this. Y'all got all of it. So yeah, I edit the videos, but no, I just can't really do that. So you won the wordplay, even though you actually made me get tongue tied. You won the wordplay. First time I ever got tongue tied in a video. So you won the wordplay. You want to know what you won?
What's that?
You run 6 biscuits from Popeyes. No butter, no water, no tea, no salt, no pepper, no nothing. You gonna run 6 biscuits with none of that. You gotta eat all the biscuits in 25 minutes.
No.
No. Think about this. You got God on your side. You could do this.
God ain't got nothing to do with that. Stop putting him in stuff he ain't got nothing to do with. That's the problem now. That's why people are walking away from church, because people keep putting him in stuff he ain't got nothing. He ain't co-sign on that foolishness.
I got one more gift for you though.
All right.
I got a 1996 Coca-Cola just for you.
I love it. That was the year I graduated, so I'm down.
Okay, and it fell on the ground a couple of times and got run over a couple of times, but hey, it is what it is.
The problem is, here it is. It might have fallen a couple of times and it may have gotten run over a couple of times, but it didn't destroy the integrity. It was still sealed. I can't get nobody to talk back to me. And as long as it's sealed, regardless of when it showed up, as long as it's sealed, it could go through catastrophic things in its lifetime. However, as long as the seal hasn't been broken, as long as the integrity is not broken, you'll always still get the right product. Y'all don't like this type of talk. See, the problem is y'all think that just because you went through something catastrophic, it destroyed your potential. What you went through did not destroy you. It simply, watch this, it simply gave you a testimony that even though I went through it, I'm still, y'all not gonna talk back to me, I'm still strong, I'm still valuable, I'm still what, everything that, here's what I love about it. You offered me something that had all of its contents intact. I'm gonna leave it alone because my preacher started jumping. So all I'm gonna tell you is that while you're sitting here realizing right now that you asked that or said that to the wrong person, what happens now is you realize that no matter how much you went through, what God put in you, what the manufacturer put in that Coke still had all of the value, still had everything that the manufacturer put in it. And here's the part that I'm going to shout you with, this the part that might make you run, that if I haven't been compromised and I haven't been broken, watch this, I'm just as valuable as the day I walked off the line. As a matter of fact, something from that time is probably more valuable because you kept it. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Okay. Let me show y'all this right quick. See, whenever you do something and somebody gives you something, what you do is you take off your hat and there you go. I had to take it off. Like I said, hey, shouts out to all the kings that's been on the part of the King series. Love all of y'all, but this has to be one of the videos I got stumped in. I had to give it up. So thank you so much for that. But let's get back to those biscuits though. So 25 minutes to eat those biscuits. You got that, right? You can do that.
25 biscuits in 30 minutes. Five biscuits
like 6
25
biscuits. Six biscuits in 25 minutes.
Mm.
No butter, no water, no tea, no salt, no pepper, no nothing.
I probably could do it. Would I want to do it? No.
Hey, hold on, right. I know what you about to do. So we about to go to wrap this up right quick. Hey man, shout out to everybody that's gonna be on the King series chapter 5 for next year. Man, my uncle just came through it, just tore everything down. And look, I wait for the prayer because when the prayer gonna come, I gotta wait for that. When that prayer comes, I know. That's right, you might follow your seat when the prayer gets ready to come. Before we get to that though, shout out to you and let y'all know for the King series chapter 5. We working on y'all some Gucci belts, some brand new shirts, some polo shirts. I'm playing. I'm not working on none of that. Y'all gonna have to eat these 6 biscuits like everybody else. But on this blueprint, we had something that this man that's been a great thing. He's on these shirts. He's on the bio. He's on everywhere. His name is Eddie Ray Brown. I would love if you could tell everybody what you got from that video and why they should go watch that video. You got the mic.
Here's a man who understood that he does not have to be healed in order to impact. One thing that messed with me while I was watching the video is he said that he was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. I am a cancer overcomer. I've had the whole left side of my face is reconstructive surgery from cancer. I've had breast cancer. I recently, 2 months ago, had emergency surgery because they thought they found 5 spots on my intestines. I'm saying all of that to say this: when you are who you are rightfully supposed to be, you get healed from the need to be healed in order to complete your assignment. There are those of you who have stopped what you're supposed to be doing because something, you've gotten a diagnosis, you've gotten a bad report, and it caused you pause. Your report that caused you pause should never put you in a position where you stop forward movement. Just because you got the report, it does not give you permission to pause. So I would say the thing that I got from the video was, here is a man who understood what the report was, but didn't allow the report to dictate who he was, didn't allow the report to dictate what he did, and didn't allow the report to make him stop being the king that he is destined and qualified to be. So if I could say anything about that, I pray that is enough, because he's definitely a king. I salute him. Would love to talk to him, because I've when they told us about the breast cancer, we turned our plates down, and the thing that they saw in my chest through mammogram, 4 weeks later, they couldn't find it. So I must say this, the miracles that God offers are designed for those who don't believe to come into believing. He was perfectly qualified for the miracles that God offers, because he said he doesn't believe in. That was one of the things that pricked my heart. So because his belief is not solidified, it gives me a stage and a platform to introduce the one that knows how to turn even stage 4 cancer around to where they can't find it anymore. That what they saw and what they have documented proof on. What I love about the God I serve is the God I serve knows how to eliminate documented proof. He knows how to eliminate the facts because he is the truth. So I'll stop there because my preacher started jumping. But I need you to understand that he is in, and this may be something for you, because he's in perfect position to get a revelation that all of us has had to go through. And maybe his comes from the scripture that says, "Wilt thou be made whole?" But I don't have nobody to put me in the pool. Okay? What will you do if God offends you by changing his method that you know about and blesses and heals out of season? I'm gonna stop because my preacher's jumping, man. You can't do that to me.
I got you. Whatever, a lot of people don't know, Unc passed away last year. Year before that is when he done his King Series video. When he done his King Series video, I wasn't me talking, because I went down to the Texas, and I went down there. You know, people tell you people have cancer, you pray for them. That's all, you always pray for them. And I went down there and I saw him. And I cried. And I didn't know he saw it, but he actually said in the video that he did see it. And man, he was a strong person. So I mean, to me, he gifted so many people with the knowledge. Like that Customer King barbershop, that was his barbershop. You know what I'm saying? He cut hair in that since I was a little kid. So I tell y'all, y'all have not watched the King series, chapter 1, chapter 15. You got Uncle Eddie Ray going like this. Y'all need to go watch it. That's why all these kings had to watch this video, because growing up as a little kid, man, he saw me running around doing everything like that, but he always made sure. And as soon as I touched that barbershop, or he saw me somewhere, he always gave me the knowledge. So his video will clearly always live on. The logo are going to be this because he loved the line, and which I don't know if y'all did not know. The lines are all different colors because no king is the same. Only thing that's the same is the crown, but the king always changes. That's why the crown is that right there. So thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate that. Uncle Eddie Ray, man, we love and miss you, man, but we're going to keep this legacy thing going with you no matter what. Yes, sir. My next question to you, Uncle, is what are you doing in your life today to develop future kings?
Right now, my biggest thing is we are building a community. Like I said to you at the beginning of this podcast, we purchased 68 acres for $50,000. And those 68 acres they're waterfront property. So the Father was really, really nice to us. And here's what we're doing. Not only are we teaching the youth how to grow their own food, because very shortly, if you haven't noticed, we're going into an America where you won't be able to buy and sell, and you won't be able to if you don't have your own and be able to grow your own, you're going to be out of luck. It's going to be a hard time. You're going to live a hard existence. So what we've been doing is we've been teaching kings and queens how to grow, how to put their hands in the dirt, how to get their faces out of these phones. Not only that, but entrepreneurship. Like I said, in my store, we have the first nonprofit grocery store in Virginia. And so in that store, we have personal shoppers. The personal shoppers are our youth. They're walking people around and teaching them and showing them what it looks like to have fresh fruits and vegetables, what it looks like to understand that if your vegetable doesn't have a seed, you shouldn't put it in your body. They're telling people all over the nation that they're learning how to run a business. They're learning how to put things together. And so that's what we're doing. We're making sure that you don't just get the regular stuff in church, but you get how to live outside of church.
Okay, I love that. I love that. My next question is right here. What behavior do you see in mainstream society that's sending out the wrong king message?
One of the biggest wrongs that I see going on right now, Kyle, I see people getting into relationships or situationships and acting like they're relationships. I see people being in relationships because they like the sex and not because they like the person. I see people getting into situations where now you slipped up and you spilled your seed into somebody that you only wanted for a moment, not for a lifetime. And now you got to spend a lifetime with somebody that you only expected to spend a moment with. And so we got kings who are spilling. Here it is. We have kings who are spilling king seed into pauper people. We have people, kings, and they're spilling seed into the general public, not realizing that there are people kings are never supposed to be associated with. If you understood the value of your seed, you would stop giving your seed to anything and everybody. Oh, Lord, I just said something real good right there. Because what you understood what you understand as a king is that everything, watch this, a king produces from his seed has direct access to everything the king produces in its lineage. So you wonder why all of what you have seems to never be enough is because you keep spilling seed into dead places. And those dead places, oh, am I getting in trouble? Those dead places that you keep spilling seed into now make a request and a demand on the product and the produce of the king. Because no king has a daughter or a son that doesn't have access to its wealth. So that would be the biggest thing, that we have been turning our heads at BBLs, Brazilian butt lifts. So we got queens who never thought they were enough, and we got kings feeding into the lie that they're not enough and taking advantage of people who just want to be loved. And so instead of, you offer them your penis, but you never offer them your heart. And so what happens now is you have a whole lot of people who are sex crazed, but not love thirsty. Let me explain that. They want sex and they define it as love. And so the problem is we got a whole lot of people that get a spiritual connection and think that by natural means you can maintain a spiritual connection. Just because we going out and just because we got the pictures and just because we on a date, that means that we can maintain a spiritual connection. You can't maintain a spiritual connection using natural means. And that's what I'll stop there, because I feel like you're going to fuss at me for going too long.
No, I'm not. I just hope that everybody didn't drop their phone. I hope everybody just had their phone in their hands, because you see something, I want y'all to see something. Rest in power to Kevin Samuels. But do you see what he just told you? How he didn't just talk about the women, he talked about us too. And he didn't just belittle the women, he didn't belittle the men. He told we all got to change. So make sure whatever you get feed inside your ear, make sure it's something that at the end of it, you can still get what he's saying out of it and then incorporate in your life. Because after he said everything he was saying, hey, I'm not gonna sit up here and lie myself. I got 6 kids. I ain't never been married before. What was I doing? Putting seeds everywhere. But right now, it's been a couple years, no kids. Don't want nothing right now. Until God sends me a wife. So I hope y'all got something there because that hit on so many words. But like I said, once again, rest in power to Kevin Samuels. But when you talk about king, you talk about throne. See, a king does not take a queen and put her beneath his feet. A king doesn't take another king and put it beneath your feet. He show you where you messed up at and he uplifts you. So I hope y'all got that. And with that, I feel like I'm gonna get in trouble because I'm being long with it. So we're gonna stop it right there also. So right now we got something. Last year we had something called a motivational prayer. That was real good because I'm a motivational speaker. When I was doing the Queen's series, God sent me something called a Queen's prayer. So I said, you know what? We're gonna have a King's prayer. The King's prayer is something where the king is gonna pray for y'all. Yes, I'm a king, I can pray for y'all, but they gonna pray for y'all. So, Unc, I want you to pray for the kings on the King series, the kings you know around the world, the kings that you might haven't met yet, but you're gonna meet them real soon. Unc, I want you to pray for your kings. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let Unc pray for y'all. I'm gonna step to the side, let's do this bio, this background right quick, and then as soon as he's done, say, "Hey man, we're gonna be ready to go." But it's just like a roller coaster ride. If I was y'all, I'll buckle up, get ready because if you fall off your seat, you might not get back up. Unc, you got the mic. Go ahead, Unc.
Father, thank you once again for your grace, your mercy, and your kindness. You are an elite, the most elite creator in history. God, I thank you because, Daddy, you are the King of Kings and you are the Lord of Lords. God, you've given us the opportunity because all promotion doesn't come from the east or the west, but it comes from above. So because you have elevated us to this level, to this platform, to this understanding, God, I thank you that we don't take these things lightly, but we put ourselves in position that even though we're unqualified and called, we don't remain unqualified. I thank you that you called us in an unqualified state, but you demand us to qualify ourselves for the position that you have called us to. Now, Father God, I speak now over these kings. I thank you that they will not allow the sun to go down on their production, that they will continue to move, that they will move forward regardless of the setbacks and the setups that they've had in their life. I thank you that you're putting them in the greatest position ever to be who you have called them to be. And so now everything that has tried to derail them, everything that has tried to dethrone them, I thank you, God, that because they're putting you on the throne and the center of their heart, that they will not be derailed. They will not be cast off their own thrones, that God, you will be the catalyst for every movement in their existence. Now, God, take pleasure in your people and we'll give your name the glory, honor, and praise. Daddy, I appreciate you. I appreciate you as king and I submit as servant. And I thank you now that you are showing me how to be the greatest king you designed me to be. In Jesus' name I pray. Thank God and amen. Blessings.
Man, what is there left to say? Now y'all understand why I call my spiritual uncle. You know why. If you didn't know why, now you know. And like I tell you in every video, but I'm really saying it like this time. If your door opened up and wouldn't close because he was preaching the whole time, he was praying for you the whole time. That's why your door didn't close. That's why some of the paint coming off your wall. That's why the babies is crying right now because they so happy and rejoice. So what we're gonna let you do is, God, like I said, God, we want to let you do is this right here. I want you to wrap up the whole entire video. I want you to give the kings and queens a message for 2022. Before we do that, I'm gonna say something, y'all. This is the King Series Chapter 3. This is the King Series Chapter 3, where you're gonna get a lot of kings that's gonna be able to pour inside you. But I need you to understand this. All these videos do not tell you what these kings are. What you have to do is you have to actually go down there, read the bio, go into the hyperlinks, and then you reach out to them. Because I promise you this, if you think this right here is all he has to offer you, he really does. You only got like a little bit. He has more than that coming for you. But I want you to like, comment, and subscribe. I want you to watch this video and all the King Series videos. It's going to be 35 this year, 35 kings. They're not going to be doing the TikTok challenges. They ain't going to be doing all the other crazy stuff y'all used to. They're coming to you and they're adjusting your crown. Because sometimes we want to wear our crown in our hand and on top of our head. So kings, y'all better get ready. This is the King series, chapter 3. With that being said, go ahead and give everybody a message for 2022, the kings and the queens. You can break them down however you want to break them down. You got it. And close out the video. You want to say goodbye. You want to chunk the deuce. You want to eat some oxtails. Whatever you want to do, you go ahead and close out the video your way.
All right. So here it is. That's a dangerous thing to do for somebody like me, but I'll do it. God's truth became your facts when you settled for the one perspective that your character was willing to accept. The one perspective that you assimilated to. God's truth has a diamond presentation. It's multifaceted, which means, ladies and gentlemen, what he said to you has more angles and facets than the one that you settled for, not realizing there was more to the truth than you expected. But here's the thing, and I'll leave you with this. You have to take the time to qualify yourself for the expectations you have. Or put yourself in a position to have expectation. If you put yourself in a position to have expectation without qualifications, you will always lead to embarrassment. I want to tell somebody that those of you who are praying above your pay grade and above your character, you need to realize that the reason that God has not answered your prayer is not because he doesn't have the power, it's because your character will buckle under the weight of what you're asking for. So there are a lot of you right now who were called when you were unqualified, but you remain unqualified after you were called. Yes, God called you to do it. I'm in full agreement that God calls the unqualified. But you should have enough integrity in what he called you for, and integrity in the fact that he chose you to qualify yourself so that you don't have to remain the same way you were called. Get better and do better so you see better and experience better. This is Pastor Jacob Hopson, and I believe that excellence in preparation plus excellence in operation will always equal power in demonstration. God bless you. It's my prayer. I'm the pastor of the Vineyard Church. Look me up on the bio. It's all there. We love you to life. If there's anything we can do for you, God bless you. Just hit us up, contact us, and I'm going to chuck the deuces. Blessings to you.